Let's get started then. So, the Oracle of Delphi was a place in ancient Greece that was an incredibly important shrine, and pretty much all of the Greeks respected it, and since it was built over what was believed to be a sacred spring, Delphi was considered the center of the world, or Omphalos. Um, an important part of the oracle is a lady named Pythia, who was thought to be the priestess of Apollo and was much like a modern day fortune teller, you could say. The ancient Greeks believed Pythia's usually cryptic answers to their questions were granted by the gods and were just like they must be right. And Pythia would answer questions from just smaller things like farming all the way up to empires declaring war. So Pythia was rather influential, which may seem kind of strange in modern day given that she was essentially a fortune teller, but if they really did believe that she came from Apollo, that she must have been incredibly holy to them because the ancient Greeks had very strong ideas of worship involving their gods. And even though these predictions were believed to be true, there was a lot of argument about how they could be interpreted because they were often very cryptic, as I mentioned. See, yeah, misinterpretations were common, and just like massive arguments would very frequently break out, as I said. A really good example of this was the Battle of Salamis, where Pythia first predicted that there would be doom in this battle, but then later predicted that they would all be saved by a wooden wall, which came to be interpreted as the ships of the Athenians. I'm unsure as to how that turned out, but what have you. And eventually, this Pythia was replaced when Christian Rome came over and was just like, nope, and put in their own prophesizing. So not a good time for her. And it's even said that the Pythia would grant a further clarified prophecy if she was given more money or gold, much like a modern fortune teller might. So yeah, overall, she was just an incredibly glorified fortune teller. It's, it's good. Ancient Greeks are cool. They're good. They're silly, silly people. Like, imagine modern day someone just showed up and was like, hey, I have the word of God. And everyone in the United States was like, yep, cleric of God, and just followed them outright. I mean, I'm sure some people do that modern day. It's like cults and stuff. But not everybody. Not everybody in the slightest. Not even a majority. They're, in fact, a very aggressive minority, you could say.